This is Soph,
This is Rich
and we are
from across the pond. That always sounds so serious. We are. We are across the pond.
I need a haircut so bad.
Were you just looking at yourself? Is that how you realize that?
Yeah, I just happen to look at myself and go, "Oh, I'm due for a haircut."
Well, I'd say you're due for a beard trim, not necessarily a haircut, looking at it from this end.
I need the whole works.
I mean, I'm 5,000 miles away, so what do I know? Just telling you from this distance, that's what it looks like.
Why, thank you for the, I just need a beard trim. The rest of it can just grow out.
Oh, yeah, have a big fro.
Ooh, no, then this part will stick out.
You could always grow it and brush it forward like your cartoon. His seems to go down here, like my hairline. See how mine's like a love heart? That's how much love I've got. My face is the shape of a heart.
Oh, that's so cute. I just got a manly face. I don't know where I think that's because I got a forehead. So it just made a little hump right there. So you know I got a hairline.
All right. How was your weekend?
It was okay.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm a little under the weather, but
Okay, nothing to worry about.
nothing to worry about. I think I got a summertime cold. They're the worst kind.
Why are they the worst?
Because it's summer.
Well, we've had our 1 week of summer here, so it don't really matter.
And the heat doesn't help when you congested and everything else.
Are you taking anything for it?
No. There's nothing really to take for a cold.
You can steam it, like get some really boiling water in a bowl with some like eucalyptus stuff, towel over, suck it in, get it out. You get a free facial at the same time if you use boiling water.
Oh. Well, that's something new. I've learned something new today.
There you go. Handy
Facial,
tip.
boiling water and eucalyptus.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Good. We've got this big department store here called John Lewis. It's like a rich person's department store, you know, like you got to literally have money to go in there, never mind shop. But I thought, you know what?
Is it like Macy's?
A bit like that, yeah. But I thought, you know what? Sod it, I'm going to go and just dream. Everyone's got to have dreams, right? So I was in the shop thinking to myself, oh, yeah, that 75-inch telly would look good on my wall. Yeah, that would look good in my kitchen. Oh, look at that mixer. And you'd get it and be like, oh, £395, maybe not. But anyway, had a little dreaming window shop session, had some lunch out. And you know what? When I come back, some lady messaged me, because I put a picture of my dinner on socials. Some lady messaged me saying, sorry to drop into your messages like this unannounced, but I couldn't help but see that you had lunch at the Botanist. My sister was involved in an altercation there around the time that you posted your picture, and I wondered if you saw anything. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I know, right? And it's not even one of those type of establishments where you'd get into altercations. It's actually
was it a spat or was it a fight? Did she even tell you what type of altercation it was?
Who knows? I just said I was there earlier than that. I'm sorry. I hope you get it sorted out. And she just replied saying, thank you. I was like, wow, cliffhanger. You could have told me what happened. But anyway, yeah, that was that. And then yesterday, was that yesterday? No, Saturday was yesterday. Sorry, today. We had our family quiz. Uncle Fester got it in with the family quiz. I'm not going to lie, out of 6, I came 4th.
Well, that happens.
No, normally I'm up there. Normally I'm in there like swimwear, but yesterday wasn't my day. To be fair, he did say at the end, like obviously my aunts and cousins and stuff were there. He did say at the end, listen, guys, next month when Rich and Soph do their Instagram live, I think all of us need to get on there and support them. And I was like, yes. And I was like, oh, but Auntie Sonj and Auntie Ria don't have Instagram. And they were like, no, we don't. And he just said, I'm not being funny. If Miss Dot can have Instagram, you can have Instagram. Let's get on it.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, he was trying to scoop some cheerleaders for us.
That sounds like a plan because we're doing a quiz next month.
Right. We need to discuss that in a Wednesday's meeting.
We do.
Yeah. Last thing from the weekend, obviously it was the closing ceremony of the Olympics yesterday. How it ended across the pond. Team GB, that's this side, they came fourth. They got 22 gold, 21 silver, 22 bronze, total of 65 medals. US, that side of the pond, got 39 gold, 41 silver, 33 bronze, a total of 113 medals, and were actually top of the medal board. It was US, China, Japan, then GB.
What can I say? What can I say? We breed talent. It is what it is.
Let's be honest though, the US is one of the biggest countries. Do you know what I mean? So obviously you're going to have more talent. You got more option.
Not necessarily true. China is the biggest.
Well, they were still up there. They were second. Okay, give yourself a pat on the back. You're part of team one.
Right there. Right there. And we didn't get it. I'm gonna tell you right now, we didn't get our gold until like the very end. Because China was up there with all the gold medals, but then we kind of won them towards the end with the track and some other at the very end.
To be fair, China did best in the men's diving. Like the guy had his the guy had his shoulder all taped up, like because he must have had an injury or something. And he literally, everyone else just jumped and plopped into the water, like hop, plop. Whereas he went hop, twisted around, plop. Like he went above and beyond. So he did deserve gold, the Chinaman. But yeah, I don't know how he did it, but yeah. He was like,
it's called a degree of difficulty.
He was doing some sort of ballerina moves in the air, whizzing down.
Yeah, he was making sure that his difficulties was higher than it. That's how you score in diving.
Exactamundo. But yeah, he deserved the gold. I took my hat off to him. I think in that one, UK got bronze. It was Tom Daly, his name is, in the individual ones. Yeah. Because he's been on the news. Don't know, we don't do news on a Sunday, but he's been on the news because in between his events, he's been knitting, and he knitted himself an Olympic jumper.
Oh, yeah. He was sitting in the bleachers like this.
Mm-hmm.
With a mask on.
Yeah. Trust it to be a guy from England to be knitting, huh?
Hey.
Anyway, serious.
It takes all kinds.
Do you know how to knit?
No.
I used to when I was about 10. I don't now. Knit one, drop one, pick one, whatever it is.
I'm gonna be honest. When I was in school, they taught us how to do all that. And I remember making a Ninja Turtle pillow and an ice cream cone that I sewn together. And then they showed us how to stitch, to sew your clothes up and stuff like that. And to knit the crocheting and all that good stuff. Kind of went out the window.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with knitting. Don't get it twisted. And like I said, I used to knit when I was younger. So anyone who's listening, there's nothing wrong with knitting.
Nothing. If Olympians can knit, so can you.
Get it? Maybe we should do that one day. We should give ourselves a task to learn to do something and do it by the next time we come back, like knitting or crocheting or something. It's a great skill to have, knitting, I think.
I guess. I know how to sew up a hole. That's all that needs.
You know how to sew up a hole?
Yeah, that's it.
Can you sew on a button?
Yes, I can sew on a button.
Okay, well then don't lie. You know how to do more than sew up a hole. You can sew on a button.
Well, that's pretty much the same.
No, it ain't the same. Sewing up a hole is not the same as sewing on a button.
Pretty much the same to me.
Did you learn that in the military though?
No.
Oh, but you would have had to know
My
that.
father raised us to learn how to cook, clean, and sew because he says you never know in life if you'll ever meet a significant other, and you're gonna learn to survive. And he
Hey
taught
yo,
us.
amen to a man that can cook. I ain't mad at you. It's good to a man that can cook. And let's not get twisted. Obviously, in our men versus women show, I said that there should be gender roles, bloody bloody blah, before anyone shoots me. But if a man wants to cook, step up.
Hey,
I ain't mad.
hey, there's nothing wrong with getting behind, getting up on that stove
Do you know
and
what I
that
mean?
grill
Flipping and
and make it
tossing.
happen. Make it happen.
All right, back to the subject. Back to the subject. Serious Sunday.
Life after death.
Yeah, and I
Do
feel
you
like
believe
there's
it?
been a bit of a theme the last couple of weeks. We've talked about the future. You know, we talked about your last will and testament. Now we're on life after death. Let's just reassure everyone that's not the way that the show is going. Like just talking about death,
It's
but
just a coincidental.
just how it ironed out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Life
so the penultimate
after
question:
death.
do you believe in life after death?
I believe in heaven and hell. That's what I believe in.
Okay, so let me get this right. If you believe in heaven and hell, once you die, what do you mean? Your spirit, your soul goes up or down?
Yepper.
And is that the case then? Do you think that happens just straight away? So you've can't pick up or down straight away, or you think you visit people, then your spirit goes when it's done?
I
Because
don't
let's
think
be
you
fair,
visit
if you
it.
believe in ghosts, how can you say you believe in ghosts if there is a heaven and hell? Surely if they're in heaven, they ain't going to come and visit you as a ghost, right?
True. But you will see them in the end. That's how I believe. I believe you will see everybody. Once this world comes to an end, you'll visit everybody. You'll see
I
people
get
who
that, but
died.
when you say you believe in heaven and hell, on a previous show you believed in ghosts, right? So does that mean your spirit stays here till it's finished doing the jobs it needs to do, then it goes up to heaven, or you cark it, you go to heaven, but you come back?
Well, technically, you're just dead. You sleep until it's time to go.
Okay, so you die and you stay asleep till it's time to go. What, upstairs?
Yep.
So does that mean until you go upstairs, that's when people can see your ghost?
Yep.
Okay. Who decides where you go?
What do you mean? Who decides where
Who
you
decides
go?
if you're going to go up or down?
Your soul, you, how you lived on this earth is the deciding factor on how you where you decide
But
you
then
go.
so when you say me, I could think I've been an angel since I've been on this earth, and I'm saying open up them pearly gates, man. Up I skip. But somebody else
Well,
might
you
think
know, there's God who makes
okay,
that
so then
final
you're
factor.
saying God decides. That's what I'm asking you.
Oh yes. What do you believe in?
I believe that you die. If you get buried, your body is in the ground. The worms come and eat it and leave you bones. And your spirit,
Just roams.
yeah, you can't. I do believe that. Well, I'd like to think there's something better than this, man, and you can come back again. Like I'll tell you my story a bit further on the show about I'm coming back. I do joke sometimes, you know, because you know me, I'm quite opinionated. So if I've got an opinion that is gonna get frowned upon, I normally say, listen, I'm already going down, so I may as well say it. There's no turning back now. So I just say whatever I want to say. I don't think I believe in heaven and hell.
You don't think you believe in
No,
heaven and
I
hell?
don't. I don't think about it.
Or you don't
I
believe
don't.
in
No, I
heaven and
don't.
hell? So
I
you
did.
believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, but I did. You said something on the last show, and I saved something to read. And I totally, this made a whole heap of sense. I should have found it before the beginning of the show, but I didn't. But one question while I'm looking for it, do you think there's just one heaven then? One heaven for everybody and one hell for everybody?
What do you mean?
Is there one heaven and one hell? So if I'm going to heaven
Yeah.
and you're going to heaven, I'm going to see you up there. Is that right?
Yepper.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, there is no different degrees of heaven.
Okay,
And
so
there isn't no different degrees of hell.
But obviously,
hell is hell.
And if you go to hell, that means you're a bad person, right? So does that mean if you go to hell, you're treated badly or worse than if you go to heaven?
To be honest with you, I don't know because
I
I'm
know,
not
but I'm
in
just
hell.
asking your opinion. Is that what you think?
Is that what I think?
Yeah.
Yes, I think you get treated accordingly. I don't think that you'll like, yeah, you're gonna burn, but I don't think I don't think there's different degrees in
Sorry,
hell.
I've got one of them twitchy eye things again. So let me
I don't think there's different degrees. I think sin is sin, and there's no greater sin. So
everybody's treated
hell and
the
hell
same.
is heaven is heaven.
And everyone's treated the same when they go up or down.
True.
So there's only one God then, right?
Yes.
I'm really desperately trying to find this thing.
But back to this reincarnation. So you think that once you die, your body goes back to the earth and your spirit just roams the world.
But obviously it does, because when people die, when people find corpses and stuff, your skin and your organs and stuff, they will disintegrated or eaten by worms, whatever. But the bones are still there, right?
Right.
Correct. So that's a given. But I think, yeah, your spirit goes.
Just roams.
I don't know if it just roams. I think, okay, if I think about it, I think maybe you, like, I believe in ghosts. So therefore, I think your spirit visits people or ties up loose ends. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was to pass away, but there's somebody I wanted to check Alfie was all right, I'd go and check he was all right first. Then my spirit would go and I'd be reincarnated as something else.
So what would you rather be reincarnated into?
A man.
You want to be reincarnated into a man?
Yeah, I swear to God, I've got it. I've said this. People will judge. Everyone does.
There's no judgment here. There's no judgment.
I have been saying this for years. I've got it planned out to a T, right? I'm going to come back as a man. I'm going to be rich, good looking. My body is going to be chiseled within an inch of its life. Don't ask me, by the way, how I'm going to be rich. I think I'm just going to be born into money. That's how I've come up with it. And I'm never having a relationship ever. I'm just going to sow my seed and sleep with whoever I want as many times as I want. I'm never getting feelings. I'm never getting into a relationship. There's going to be none of this heartbreak, none of this nothing. I'm literally going to be like
George Clooney.
Modern day Hugh Hefner. I'm going to literally live the life of Riley, a fruitful life, no feelings hurt, nothing.
You know Hugh Hefner has kids, right?
No, I'm not having kids. There ain't going to be no kids.
But Hugh Hefner has kids, though. He has sons.
Great for him, but there's not going to be no kids for me. I'm telling you, every woman is going to want to date me and every man is going to want to be me. I am going to be like perfection personified or whatever the blooming saying is.
So you're saying that you're going to die. When you come back, you're going to be a mogul.
I'm going to be what?
A rich mogul, meaning
a
rich.
Like I'm going to be. I mean, don't get it wrong. Me and you can still be friends. You can be my wingman if you want. If you come back as a man, that's your business. You can be my wingman.
I'm not coming. First of all, I'm not coming back as no woman. I know I'm going to be in heaven because I'm. This world is rough.
There's definitely got to be something better than this, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's really bugging my last nerve that I can't find that saying.
This world is full of ups and downs. I feel as though once you get to heaven, it's a restart. This world is going to restart over. And
Okay.
it's going to go back to how it was supposed to be.
When I find it, I'm going to post it word for word, right? Because I can't find it, so I'm just going to give you my interpretation of basically what I understand.
It's going to get a reboot. The world's going to get a reboot.
Basically, you know, like when you watch things on telly, like when you die, they say that you've seen the light, you know, so you see the light and then your spirit lifts up, or as you say, goes down, right? That's what they say. When you die, there's a tunnel, you see the light. Then also, when you're born, you're coming out the canal, you see the light because you're coming into the world. The quote basically says, what if when you die, that light is the same light you see when you're born? So basically, if I die, the light I'm seeing is either me being reborn as something else. It's the same light. Do you know what I mean?
I know what question you were gonna ask. Remember when I said that what if when you die, someone else is waking up?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Someone else is born when you die. What if?
Like you're somebody's dream.
Yeah, but in a weird way, don't you think that makes sense? A little bit of sense.
I don't know because
It's really bugging my last nerve that I can't find it, because when you read it, it actually does make sense. But how I'm trying to explain it is not sounding great. I know that.
because it ain't what you want it to be.
It's not that I want it to be that. I'm saying I never thought about it like that until I read it. Do you know what I mean?
You never thought about it. You're born to
Yeah.
die.
I never thought that when someone
You're
dies.
born into light, and then you're gonna die into the light. Is that what you're saying?
No, I really need to. I really need to find it to explain it. I should have saved it in my favorites. Let me check if I did or not.
Oh, I should have got some tea,
Tea, what are you drinking?
coffee.
Oh no, you need coffee, especially if you're not feeling great.
Tea should be the ultimate. Tea and honey.
Oh no, I can't stand honey. No, it's just not happening for me today. I should
It's
have
not
found.
happening for you today. That's why you're supposed to shoot from the hip. You said you want to come back as a man.
Okay, if you could come back as an animal, what would you come back as?
If I could come back as an animal,
Mm-hmm.
I would come back a man again. I don't want to be an animal.
So if you had a choice to come back as anything in the world, an animal, an object, anything, you'd just come back as a man?
I'll come back a man and redo it a little bit better.
Mhm.
I think I would come back and try to do things differently. Because we all make mistakes in life that we sometimes think back and go, man, if I'd have done it this way, I'd have been I'd have probably been a doctor or a lawyer. If I'd have studied a little harder, I'd probably been this. If I'd have picked the right woman, I'd probably be here and there. So yeah, I think I would come back a man again
What do you think about
and
the film
do things
Ghost?
differently.
You know, the film Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
What
it's
do
a
you think?
movie.
I know, but you don't think that?
I
Like,
don't think
that's sort of like my concept. He comes back as a ghost to communicate with her. After he's communicated with her, then he goes off. Then he's done his job. So that's basically what I was saying. Your spirit comes back,
but he died abruptly though. See, that's the thing. He died abruptly.
but it
He
don't
wasn't
matter how
supposed
you
to die.
die. When you die, if you've got unfinished business or messages or something that you want to do before you're ready to go up or down, then that's what I think happens.
Nobody, but see, that's the thing. Nobody knows when they're going to die. So how would you know if you had unfinished business or not?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story, right? When I worked at
Go
Virgin,
for it. I'm waiting to hear this story.
when I worked at Virgin, you know that Muslim people, some of them think there's like 50 wives waiting for them. Do you know what I mean? When they go to heaven or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my friend Amy were eating lunch. These Muslim guys that were working there came and sat by us and started talking about death, right? This is what happens when you die, da, 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 this, that, and I said, how do you know that? Surely you only know that for sure when you've died, right? And he was like, yeah, but that's what I've been told. And I was like, but you won't know that for sure until you die. And he literally sat there and said, what are you breathing? And I was like, air. What do you mean what I breathe? You only know that because that's what you've been told. And I was like, okay, I don't require to get into this conversation anymore. But this is the thing. We obviously we're not going to go into the whole religious thing, but it's weird how people think different things. Do you know what I mean? Like people think there's more than one God. Some people think when you go to heaven, you get 50 wives. You know, why you'd want 50 wives, I do not know. Most men can't even handle one. But, and also then, if you believe in heaven and hell, do you think it's like you see in the pictures, like it's all white? Everyone's dressed in white. You're on a white fluffy cow. There's big pearly gates.
To be honest with you, I don't know. Like you said, I've only known what I've been told and taught. So therefore, I think whatever you believe in subconsciously is what you're going to see when you pass away.
Okay, so then do you believe that you will see people that are your loved ones that have passed away, they'll be living up there?
If they was doing the right thing, yes, I would hope to see some family members.
And basically then neither mix up and down. Say you passed away, right? And you had a best friend who also passed away. So you skipped through the gates thinking, oh, I'm going to see him in a minute. And he's not there because he went down, you went up. You're never going to cross paths or see each other.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
this is the thing. I'm asking your opinion. You said you
My
believe.
opinion, I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna cross paths.
Okay, so if you're going to heaven, does that mean you're not going to come back? Like you said, if you could come back, you come back as a man. So you're saying if you go to heaven, you don't come back, but if you do, then you come back as a man, or what?
No, you asked me if I were to be reincarnated, what would I want to be? And I said I would want to be a man again. Now, if I go to heaven, that's where I'm meant to be, and that's where I'm going to
What do you
stay.
think happens after heaven then? You just live there forever?
Yes.
What, the same age that
Eternity.
you get there, that's how you stay?
Hopefully. I mean, if I'm 80 years old and I make it to heaven, that's a good life for me. So
So
I
if
kind
you're
of want to
if you're
enjoy
80
life.
years old, you make it to heaven, you're gonna stay 80.
I I don't I
I'm just
don't know the
asking, what do you
question.
think? I'm just asking what you
What
think.
I would think is that my spirit would live on. So whatever my spirit feels, that's how old I'm going to
So you
be.
could live till like 500 and whatever.
Yes, eternity
So
in
the
heaven.
spirit never dies.
No, your spirit will live on in one way or form, one way or fashion. Either it's going to live forever in hell or it's going to live
Okay. And
forever in heaven.
do you think it makes a difference if you're buried or cremated?
Does it make a difference? I don't think it makes a difference at all because guess what? Your body is born out of this earth. So therefore, no matter how it goes back, it's going to turn into dust anyway. I think would I like to be? I wouldn't like to be. I wouldn't want to be cremated, but if my family can't afford it, I'm no longer here. So therefore, they can do what they like with my body. As long as they ain't dragging me down the street and you know what I mean, doing all kind of crazy stuff to me. Me personally, I'd rather be buried.
I really liked that movie we watched with Jamie Foxx called Soul, you know, where the
Yeah,
musician
yeah,
guy
yeah.
accidentally died, went up there, wasn't ready, so came back down. you know, his soul came back down and accidentally got put in a cat, you know. If you haven't seen it, people, you need to watch it, Soul, because it is a good way of looking at what happens, you know, or potentially could happen.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you another question then. What do you think about these people? You know, like if they're unconscious or they're in an accident and they say, oh my God, I died for 5 minutes and I had an out of body experience. Do you think that's true?
Now, I do believe that's true. I do believe some people have out of body experiences and then come back.
So what is that? Their soul going?
Yes. That's your spirit. That's your soul right there. Because I had a dream not too long ago where I actually looked down at myself laying in bed.
Well, as you are now?
As I am now, yeah. And then when make it so bad, I got scared. And when I felt like my spirit jumped right back into my body and the bed started moving.
Did you wake up?
Yeah.
And was the bed moving?
Yes. Like it went like this.
Wow. And you wasn't even dead when that happened.
I mean, I literally was looking down at
What was you thinking when you was looking at yourself sleeping?
Scared the shiggity out of me. That's what it did. Because it felt like a dream, but I was like looking down at myself, like, you know how, like, say if you're sleeping in the fetus position, I was sleeping on my side and I was hovering over top of myself and I could actually see myself sleep in the fetus position like this. Tell me if that ain't creepy.
Ooh. So when we was talking about what happens in the future the other day, do you think that will be a thing, that they will invent something where your soul leaves your body and like that and looks around and then comes back?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. No.
Like a Hoover, they can suck it out. You know, like on The Little Mermaid, when Ariel has her voice sucked out and goes into Ursula. What about something like that? That'd be like your soul getting sucked out.
You know that's a cartoon, right? That's a cartoon.
Yeah, but you're scared of mermaids. That is a cartoon. You still think they exist?
Because the reason why I say this and people fail to believe me is that the bottom of the sea has never been discovered. So therefore, there could be cures down there. There could be cures for diseases, all kinds of stuff. And there could be living things down there that nobody knows that's down there. Because we have never discovered the whole bottom. The very bottom of the sea has never been discovered.
Okay, so going back to the whole heaven and hell and God thing, yeah. If you go to heaven, do you think you actually get to see God?
Yeah.
He greets you at the gates.
I don't think he greets you at the gate, but I do believe you'll get a glimpse of him. Yes.
Only a glimpse, or you get to have dinner with him, or what are we talking here?
You're asking my opinion. I don't know. You know what I mean? You won't really know until you get there. That's the thing. You won't know until you get there. And then you want to hope that you can stay there. That's the whole thing. I think everybody makes it to heaven.
Oh, so you think if you get to heaven,
think everybody makes it to heaven. It's just deciding factor if you're staying or not.
Oh, so you think you can get kicked out?
I think you make it to the gate, and then once you get to that gate, hey, you either in or you out.
If your name's not down, you're not coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, so if God's upstairs at the gates with a list waiting, yes, your name's in, you can come in, join the party, whatever. Downstairs,
Join the party.
Who do you think's downstairs waiting to let you in?
What do you mean? There is no somebody. There's a I don't know. You're
So
asking
you
me a
don't
lot of
believe
questions.
in like Satan and stuff, like they say heaven
Yeah,
and
I
hell?
do.
Okay, so if God's upstairs, Satan's downstairs, right?
Right.
With his list. What would you do if you're on nobody's list? Maybe that
I don't know
means
what to tell you.
maybe that
You're
means
gonna be on
you
somebody's list.
maybe
And
that
if you're
means
not on anybody's list, that means I'm still alive.
maybe that means you ain't ready yet when your soul lives on, if you ain't on no one's list.
If I ain't on no one's list, that means I'm still alive. That
What?
means I ain't dead. That means I still got a chance to get it right.
I mean, there is a lot of theories. You know, like the old Egyptians, Tutankhamun and stuff, they used to get buried with their gold because they thought that on the other side in the spirit world, it would get weighed. Do you know what I mean? And depending on what weight it gave you, depending on where you went in the next life. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
If that's the case, I'm buggered because I ain't got much gold.
I ain't got none. So there you have it.
I got meat on the bones. I just got to hope that that counts for something.
I just think that I think that life after death depends on your culture. Like everybody believes something, but at the end result, it's heaven or hell. You can call God by different names, you can call Satan by different names, but at the end result, I think everybody at the end result is trying to get somewhere where it's a lot more peaceful and a lot more happier. And that's my belief. I think everybody is trying to get to a happier place.
Wow. Here's hoping that there is one, huh?
Yeah. Now for the corrupt, like the evil, I don't know what to say for them, but I know one thing. I think everybody strives to have some goodness in their heart. Tries their best. Some people you just can't change.
So they got a one-way ticket down, basically.
Pretty much. You know, like these serial killers and these murderers and rapists and you know, they got a one-way ticket. They're already lost. There's no turning back.
Mm. So then, you know, like you said, if you go up, it depends on if you stay up. Does that mean if you go down, you might not stay down? You can turn it around?
I don't know. Maybe. That's a strong possibility, but I doubt it.
Talking about going down, it's actually just 5% of the Earth's ocean that's been discovered. Did you know that?
Yes.
And
it
and,
hasn't
and the
fully been
Earth is,
discovered.
I think 70% of the world is water, right?
And only 5% has been discovered, right? So that means until someone tells me they discovered 70% of the ocean and they found nothing, then I'm cool.
But don't you
But
think
as
that's
far as
weird
that,
that they're more interested in going into space than going to the bottom of the ocean?
hey, maybe there's something down there that the government knows and they don't want us to be down there finding stuff.
Okay, let
Never
me
know.
ask you another question then. Like you say, going up to heaven or going down to hell. Where is that? Because I've been in a plane and I've been up above the clouds. It ain't
It's
there.
it's a spiritual plane.
So you only see it when you can only see it when you've gone.
Boom. You gotta die to find out. And I ain't trying to die to find out. I
Well,
just
you did
whatever
the other
happens,
day. You
happens.
have a look at yourself, apparently.
Yeah, that could have been a dream or an out of body, I don't know what that was, but it was scary enough for me to wake up. It was like, ooh.
Did you see the light?
No, I didn't see any. I didn't see any light. I saw myself. I saw me.
I can imagine you being like, whoa, you need a haircut. You need to trim up that beard. Oh my God, I'm looking at myself.
Boop.
Boop, and he's back in the room.
I was like, man, he looks comfortable. What? That's me. So,
Okay, yeah, go on.
if there was no reincarnation, because you said you want to come back as a man, and there is a such thing as heaven and hell.
There isn't, did you say?
I said, and
If
there
there
is
is.
such thing.
Oh,
There is such thing. Would you rather be in heaven or would you rather just roam the earth? What would you rather be? Would you rather roam the earth after you're dead? Just roam the earth,
What,
trying to
terrorizing people, scaring them,
fixing people's mistakes, be one of them guardian angels or
or
whatever.
waiting in the kitchen like this, and when they turn the light on, boo, like Casper?
Yeah. Or do you
Um,
or because you say you don't really believe in heaven or hell. So what do you believe?
if there's no reincarnation and I can't come back as a man,
Right. Would you
then
want to
yeah,
come back as
I'd like
huh?
my I'd like my spirit to like do a few jobs. But then I suppose when I'm tired, that's it, your spirit's gone then, right? Because your spirit, you can't just roam around forever and ever. So
Right.
surely I must
So
do my jobs, my due diligence, and then when I've done my
yeah.
tick list of scaring this person because they weren't very nice to me, making sure this person I love is all right, then my spirit just goes off into the wind like Pocahontas, I suppose, blows away. I don't know.
Just disintegrates and then
Yeah.
then where do you think you go?
If there's no reincarnation, that's it. Job done, full stop, end, I suppose.
Just the end. So you just disappear.
Hmm. It
Okay.
that's if there's no reincarnation.
That's if there's no reincarnation. But if there was a reincarnation and you couldn't come back as a man, what would you come back as?
Probably something that lives in the ocean, so I could just float about all day. Like a dolphin or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back
See,
as a
the reason why I wouldn't want to come back as an animal, because animals are hunted. So I
maybe
don't know what your life expectancy would be.
well listen, only 5% of the ocean's been discovered. So maybe I'll come back as a sea creature that lives in the 95% that haven't been discovered yet. Okay, let me ask you this much then, if you believe in God. Have you read the Bible?
Yes.
And do you believe everything that's in there?
For the most part, yes.
And do you live by that? Like,
I try to. I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody is, but I
nah.
try to.
But like the whole love thy neighbor. If your neighbor cheeses you off, rather than go around there shouting, forgive thy neighbor, whatever it says, you do that.
I try to. I try to look at reason. You know what I mean? Like the thing about the Bible is that you've given common sense and the difference between right and wrong. And once you learn those differences between right and wrong, it's up to you as a person to express that. You know what I mean?
But you're taught
Like,
right and wrong as a child, not necessarily
yeah.
from the Bible.
But
You're
as an adult though, you know what I mean? You get as you get older, it gets deeper than just right and wrong. You know what I mean? Just common sense. Like um like learning how to forgive people, you know what I mean? And stuff like that and turning the other cheek and all that good stuff. But then there's some cases where you can't. Sometimes you have to, you have to stick up for yourself.
I know you're saying they're the sort of things you're taking into consideration when you get to the gates.
I hope so. I hope there's certain things that's taken into consideration, but all in all, you just want to live a good life. I feel as though if you live a good life and you treat people the way you want to be treated, you should be fine.
Do you think it's the same for animals? They go up or down?
Do I think it's the same for animals?
Yeah, like Philly, the dog. Do you think when it's his time and comes, do you think he's going to go up or down, or what do you think happens there?
I don't think animals. I, I don't know. It's hard to explain that. I really don't know where dogs go
But you've seen that
or
film where all
animals
dogs
go.
go to heaven, right?
Again, it's a cartoon.
But that's
I
what
don't
made me
know.
think of that. Like, because we're living, breathing creatures, but so are animals. So surely if we go up or down, they must.
Well, all a dog knows is love.
All the dog knows is what?
Love.
Depends. Some of them are really vicious.
That's because they're taught to be vicious.
Exactly. So then that's not all they know, love, right? You can't say that.
But at the end of the day, even if they're vicious, who are they protecting? They're protecting their owner.
Mm. But still, if you believe in heaven and hell, they must be the same because they're a living thing.
Yeah, so I don't know. I never really looked at it, animals, like where animals go once they die. Because animals don't talk, so therefore we don't know, like us humans. You
But
got
what?
so many different you got so many different views on the afterlife. It's ridiculous.
Mm. But it's not just the afterlife. It's like I think that religion plays a big part in what people believe in the afterlife because things like you said you believe in the Bible, God, you read the Bible, there's just one God. But then there's another book like the Quran that says totally different things to what the Bible says, and people believe that. Do you know what I mean? So I do think religion plays a big part in.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think everybody is trying to get to the end result, and that's a happier place, period. You can believe in, you can be a monk, you can be, you can be Israelite, you can be Muslim. At the end of the day, everybody's trying to get to a happier place.
So you're saying whatever each individual believes, there's no right or wrong. It's their individual choice.
Right. And I think, you know, God has been called by so many different names, but I feel as though the end result of it all is that we're all trying to get to that peaceful place. Right now, the world is not as peaceful as we would want it to be. Individually, depends on how you live is based on your peace. You know what I mean?
What do you think happens to people then that don't believe in God?
I don't know.
Do you still
That's a
think they get the same opportunity, like go
I
upstairs?
still think they get the same opportunity, but they won't realize it
It happens.
until it happens. Yeah. Because you can talk to an atheist till he's blue in the face, and they'll argue with you till they're blue in the face on how they don't believe this and don't believe that. And the best thing to do is not to really argue. I believe in, as long as I'm treating the next man the right way, then I should be good. I really try not to worry about how people feel, because that's not for me to judge. You
Mm.
know what I mean? If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I just look at it like, we'll see. Maybe towards the end, you might see the light. I don't know. But
Everybody apparently sees the light. What that light is,
we don't know.
we don't know. Well, I would like people to comment what they think. Obviously, as always, we open it up for discussion.
Yes, we did. We left it open for discussion, and also click and like and subscribe.
Click like and subscribe if you want to know more about God. If we think we're going up or down, we don't talk about that every week, but hey,
Hey, it's an open forum.
it's an open book. But I really like it when people leave comments under the show because I like to.
Me
We
too. I
always
like
reply.
reading.
We always reply, but it is a good talking point.
Yeah, and I love reading people's comments.
Me too.
So that being said,
That being said,
this is Soph,
this is Rich.
and we are from across the pond.
All right, Rich, we were about to start another week. Another week of greatness.
Yes. See you soon.
See you
Yepper.
Wednesday for an absolutely amazing meeting.
Yes. Yepper.
Yepper.